You've made over 70 short films, and most of them have a twist or surprise ending. What's your process for writing a short film?
It's a very mixed process. I think a short film starts with an idea, and I get ideas from different sources, whether it's my own experience, something I saw on the news, and also other films that inspire me. I don't think there's one specific source I always stick to. I've had films where I had a experience from learning English, how to understand the word pardon when I struggled back in school, and that element I took from my personal experience into a film. And then there's other films that I have watched that had great twist endings, and I really enjoy those. And that inspired me to write a movie that has a great twist ending. And again, the process isn't always linear. You start from the character, then the plot, then the ending. It's never the way I do it. Sometimes I do it that way, and sometimes I start from the ending. What is the twist? And sometimes I start with a very specific scenario, a person who's struggling with English and wants to learn a lesson, or sometimes it could be an object. It could be anything that really sparks an idea. Then I build a story around that initial, whatever that thing is, to build a full story. That at least works for me. I think everyone should be flexible, not really stick to the textbook, have character, story, then plot, and whatever the usual process is. Because then you are free to really think about anything you want, whether it's character first, whether it's the environment, or the feeling, emotion you want to people to really feel when they watch that film. And then you can build around whatever that thing is.
Do you think about writing short films the same way that you do as doing a magic trick? I know magic is something you have in your sort of repertoire. So is it similar?
Yeah, magic was something I really delved into for quite a long time. For almost 15 years, I think. I was doing magic since I was a teenager. And that has a process of a beginning, a middle, and a climax. And that's what most stories are. I guess, yeah, it has some kind of similarities along that process. Stories are being told through magic tricks too. Sometimes there's magic tricks that has a very full-length story from this person, how it escapes jail, you show a card and all that. So I guess, yeah, the story writing has similar experience what I had with magic trick.
And who taught you magic?
I went to a magic school back in the UK. And of course, back then there wasn't that many YouTube videos of watching how to do magic. Now there is. So I had to read books as well. And obviously peers at that magic club they were professional magicians that every week I go, they would teach us a new trick. And that was really exciting, yeah.
What are the keys to writing a good short film?
Keys to writing a good short film is a character that people can relate to and emotions that people can feel in such a short time. And especially nowadays, not so much maybe 10, 20 years ago, a hook at the beginning that keeps people watching, whether it's you showing the ending at the beginning or whether it's something that makes no sense, but it's a curious that make you keep watching. So all those elements I think are important to make a good short film.
And is there a sweet spot for the length of a short film? Is it only up to 10 minutes, or would your short films vary?
My short films vary, but as we get to the age of TikTok and Instagram, I feel like people's attention span is less and less. So if I were to make a short film today, it'd probably be 3 to 5 minutes. But if you have a good story, a good hook, something that people can really relate to with the characters, I think even 20 to 30 minutes, people will keep watching. It's like any film, but especially short, you got to really hook their attention. And it also depends how you want to distribute your short film, whether it's just for social media and friends and family to watch, or whether it's for festivals. And those are two different categories how you would write and make these short films.
If you don't have your ending, do you really have a short film?
Yeah, I think so. I think there are times where I think a film is more engaging if you make the audience imagine what the ending could be, like an open ending, as some would say. There are arguments that people like a kind of a loop and a closure of the story, but it really depends. There's a lot of films like, I'm trying to think one, like films at the end that you just never know what the person could become or not become. So there's a lot of examples of an open-ending film. I think it can work both ways, yeah.
Is it correct that you've recently decided to stop making short films?
Yes, so I made a lot of short films, over 70, and I've really enjoyed the experience of learning through short films. Like I said, short films is like a playground of really honing your skills and develop all those experiences, whether it's failure, success, and once you leave that playground, you move on to something else. And I still enjoy making short films, and I do miss making short films. So even though I don't make the traditional short films, like a full beginning, middle, end, I make those really, really short, like a minute long, almost like a vertical for social media. I still do those. But yeah, I don't make the traditional short films anymore because I believe I've gone past that stage of my career and I want to do something bigger.
What's your argument for making short films and against making them?
For making short films is learning, developing your skills, making mistakes. This is all where it should happen during your career of filmmaking. Against is if you have those skills already and you really have the appetite and the passion to making features, then I don't think you should spend any more time and energy making shorts. And also, from a career perspective, short films doesn't really make you that much money in terms of a feature does, nor does it show you how good as a real filmmaker you are as compared to a feature filmmaker.
But short films can build a career and a following that can turn into a career that maybe features don't, you know, especially now with TikTok and different reels and things like that.
And definitely, there is another category of short film that lives on social media only rather than just YouTube. I think when I said I made short films back in the days, this was just standard long-form YouTube videos that people watch. But recent years, I've noticed there are really talented filmmakers who make short films vertical purposely to suit social media like Instagram and TikTok. And I think that's kind of a new platform we're seeing, especially with the microdrama verticals as well, that people kind of enjoy a quick kind of entertaining minutes on your phone. And people are kind of leveraging that audience type to make short films, to develop the skills, to build a following, to build the fan base, which of course we can talk about how that helps your career as well as a filmmaker. Yeah.
Sure. And it costs a lot less than a feature. And features aren't always successful, so yeah.
I've heard some people spend 20, 30,000 on a short film, which I just think is crazy. But yeah, you know, any film, whether it's short or feature, you can spend 0 to thousands. It is really what you have access to. I've mentioned this before. The more limited you are with finance, time, and people, it forces you to be more creative. The more money you have, the freedom, more flexibility, sometimes it's not good for you. You become just so reliant on those elements that you don't really think creatively. Like, oh, what can I do if I don't have that? So yeah, sometimes it's better to make a cheap short film rather than an expensive short film.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Here is a complimentary question from our book Story Questions.